So the day is rich with events, and this session will last until about 11:20. There'll be a short break, and then Karanagita is interviewing Nagabodhi about his new book about Sangha. So that's very exciting. And then this afternoon there's a workshop with Kshantikara and a puja. So it's a very rich day. So for me, being Maitri-Sambhava, which means born from loving kindness, and so metta is and Maitri are both words which are often translated as loving kindness. And loving kindness is an unconditional attitude of positivity towards all beings, whether we know them or not, and whether we like them or not. So you can tell immediately that there's challenge inherent in this meditation, but it is very beautiful. And last night I was at a Sangha friend's birthday party. And at the birthday party, we all rejoiced in his merits. So was Carolyn over there. We rejoiced in his merits. And there were only 12 or 15 of us, but it took quite a long time. So that shows you something. And we were all struck by what a positive effect we can have on the world. And quite often I think we go around the world in a habitual kind of way, not really thinking about the effect we're having on others. And Metta Bhavana meditation is a way to train ourselves to change that, and for positivity and loving kindness to begin to become more natural and spontaneous. And this has a big effect on everybody, both our close friends and the person the barista in the coffee shop, or somebody at work who you don't know, and of course the person you're finding really irritating. And of course, along with that, the world becomes a much more beautiful and happier place to be. It takes time, but it's an endeavor worth doing. And I think metta binds our community together, our Buddhist community together. And one of the beautiful things in Sangha, in the Buddha, in our fellowship, our community, is that trust you have in other people's practice, that even if they're finding you a bit difficult, that they've got somewhere to go to work with that. And I find that really, really makes me trust the Sangha and practice very much. So, for those of you who are new, the practice is in 5 stages, and we start by developing loving kindness for ourselves, and then we bring to mind a good friend. And in the 3rd stage, we move on to somebody we see around but we don't know, maybe like a barista in a coffee shop, that kind of thing. And then in the 4th stage, we include somebody we're finding difficult. And when you start out, it's good not to choose your worst enemy. If you've had a really, really painful breakup recently or something, don't choose that person, because it can be a bit overwhelming. But it's a very effective practice with somebody you just find a bit annoying. And in the last stage, we develop a universal loving kindness towards all beings, all sentient life. But I will lead it. You don't need to remember all that. But what we do need to do is to begin to think about people we'd like to include in the meditation. And what I'd like to encourage those of you who come regularly to do is to make this a Sangha meditation. It's a Sangha Day. So I'm sure you can find people, maybe you've seen people today who you've seen around but you don't know, perhaps you've got good friends, and of course perhaps you've got somebody you find a bit difficult. So I'm sure we can find all of that. So for those of you who come regularly, let's make it a Sangha Metta Bhavana. I think that's all I want to say. We'll start with tuning into our bodies, because like all meditation, Metta Bhavana practice rests on being present with what's going on for you. We're not trying to ignore difficult feelings should they arise, for example. We're trying to be with whatever's going on and to turn towards it with kindness. So if you'd like to close your eyes, if that's how you like to meditate, make yourselves really comfortable. And we'll start by taking 3 or 4 deeper, longer breaths. Breathing in for a count of 4 or something like that, and out for a count of 6. So the out breath is slightly longer than the in breath. And then allowing your breath to return to whatever is normal right now. And using the out breath to encourage your weight to let go down into the support of the earth beneath us. Feeling the weight of the upper body dropping through the sitting bones into the chair or the cushions. And just checking that the torso is sitting on the sitting bones in a soft and flexible way. Not sort of rigid and clamped in position, but soft and flexible. So it's sort of poised on the sitting bones. And then taking in the legs and the feet and the toes. Allowing them to be soft and weighted, connected with the earth. Forming the base of your meditation posture. And then bringing your attention to the upper body, to the torso. The in-breath energizing the torso, energizing the body. The out-breath connected with the earth. Noticing the movement of the breath in the rib cage and diaphragm. In the shoulders and arms. And allowing the arms to rest and the hands to be soft. The shoulders to soften. And then bringing your attention up to the neck and throat. The throat soft. The jaw and mouth and tongue soft. The face. And the scalp and the ears. So that we have awareness of the whole body, sitting, breathing here, from the toes to the crown of the head. That sense of the body sitting and breathing. And then bringing your attention to your belly and heart center. Two centers of emotions. And noticing what's going on for you right now. Breathing into the belly, breathing into the heart center. Including in our meditation, our mood today. And breathing some space into the heart center. allowing the chest to be just a little bit more open and receptive. And as we move into the Metta Bhavana meditation, is there one thing that would represent kindness to yourself right now? Maybe your mind is very busy and you're distracted. Noticing that with kindness, or maybe there's a difficult emotion. Noticing that with kindness. And maybe your body could soften just a little more. As an expression of kindness. So in the first stage of the Metta Bhavana, we cultivate loving kindness for ourselves, just as we are right now. And we might imagine metta as golden light gathering at our heart center with each breath we take. And we might see the golden light, or we might just have a sense of its energy or warmth, or simply trust that it's there, glowing warmly, gently. Filling our beings with loving kindness. The Metta Bhavana. And when your mind wanders away, bringing your attention back into the body to your heart center. To this golden light, filling your body and mind with well-being. And if you find it helpful, you can say to yourself silently the traditional phrases, "May I be well. May I be happy. May I be free from suffering. May I make progress. The golden light of metta, nourishing the whole of our being with loving kindness. Kindness and acceptance. And as metta grows, we imagine the golden light radiating out beyond our bodies, a field of metta enfolding us. So now we'll include in our field of golden light a good friend. So we'll Allow them to come and sit with us. Imagine them sitting here with us. So somebody who's a really good friend, not somebody you're romantically involved with, for example. We allow them to be enveloped in golden light. And if we find it helpful, we can say to them, may you be well. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you make progress. Now, in the third stage of the practice, we allow our good friend to move to one side and invite into our golden light somebody we see around but we don't know them. Noticing how we respond to somebody that we don't know very well. Maybe you see them or hear the sound of their voice. Remembering what it's like when you're around them. And they're included in the golden light of loving kindness. imagining the golden light bringing them contentment and ease. Just like us, they long to be happy and free from suffering. May it be so. And moving into the fourth stage of the practice, our neutral person moves to one side and makes space for somebody we're finding a bit difficult. Noticing how we respond as we imagine this person. Sitting in our circle of metta, the golden light bringing them well-being and freedom from suffering. Maybe this person arouses complicated or difficult feelings in our bodies. But metta is unlimited by our likes and dislikes, and it's unconditional. So we allow the golden light to radiate over this challenging person. And we can say to them, may you be well. May you be happy and free from suffering. May you make progress. Now we move into the last stage of the practice, and we sit with our good friend, the neutral person who we don't know very well, and the person we find difficult. A golden light radiating equally over all four of us. And then we begin to imagine the light growing to include all of us meditating here together. And the golden light expands to include anybody who's online, either now or in the future. Doing this meditation. And then we imagine the golden light spreading out into the world. Bringing to mind people we know in different parts of the world. Including them in the golden light of metta. Imagining that it brings them ease and peace and well-being. And including all the billions of people We don't know. We'll never know. Wherever they are on earth, without exception. And including animals of all kinds, all sentient life. And imagining that the golden light of metta is limitless, it's streaming off into the universe. To find other life elsewhere in infinite space. And now letting go of the practice and any effort you've been making. And just sitting for a few breaths until I ring the bell. So now we have a 10-minute break. It's not a tea break as such. If you need to have tea, then please bring it back up with you to be ready for the interview to start at past 30.